The Walt Disney World Resort is already promoting their Christmas stuff. The only problem is there's not enough stuff to drive crowds this holiday season. Disney has nothing. And today we'll show you why they have the blues. It all has to do with their recent decisions destroying Frontierland and beyond. And now nobody's going on a Disney vacation at the end of 2025. Folks, it's always a good time when you decide to join us. An attitude of gratitude is what we have here for every single click you give the channel. Thank you, folks. And if we've not yet earned your subscription, just know we're working hard to get that one too. As we dive into another story about Disney World, click the like button, folks. And here we go. All right, the walls are going up. Attraction Insight says construction walls also block the Frontierland station for the Walt Disney World Railroad at Magic Kingdom. The attraction is operating only as a shuttle between Main Street Station and Fantasyland Station. This is a temporary adjustment due to the upcoming developments here. Yeah, it's temporary in the idea that it's going to be years of this. So yeah, that wall that you're looking at blocking the train, that's going to be there for years. And there are walls all over Frontierland now as they continue to put those things up. And yes, Blog Mickey shows they have changed the Magic Kingdom map now that Tom Sawyer Island and Rivers of America are G-O-N-E gone. Go down here, folks, and you can see what the map for Magic Kingdom now looks like. The huge chunk of land that is now just green trees. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's a construction zone. Disney is, I think, going to suffer from some folks who are finally waking up to what a joke this is, as 1/4 of the park turns into a construction area and people are not excited about what's behind it. I'm also seeing some influencers out there who are claiming that this is going to be bigger and better than you ever believed. Folks, jump off that ship. Come on, like read the writing on the wall. People are not thrilled. You don't have to have my opinion, but just ease up a little bit off the pixie dusting. Good Lord. So we've got 1/4 of the park that's going to be behind walls, and Disney needs to try to do something to get people back to the parks. As we said previously, Disney Tourist Blog is reporting that the month of June was a 2 out of 10 for crowdedness. And June is typically the most crowded of the summer months. So you could presume that July and August are likely to be 1 out of 10. Let me say it again. July and August are likely to be 1 out of 10 on the crowded level list that Disney Tourist Blog makes, okay? So what is Disney going to do now that people are getting away from their park? Well, they just released this. Disney Parks blog. They want you to come for the holidays, so they're going to ramp up that already. Holidays at Disney World 2025. Now, usually what they're doing right now, so that you know, is they're talking about Halloween stuff. Not anymore. Disney in July is telling you, please, we beg of thee, schedule your holiday trip to Disney. And I want you to see what they've got. Peyton Schwartz is the contributor here. It says, in case you didn't hear, there's a ton in store for the upcoming holiday season across Walt Disney World. Okay, well, what is it? Let's scroll down. Let's see what they've got. Nostalgic holiday fun. Okay. Catch the wintry excitement during the Frozen holiday surprise. This year, guests can join Frozen friends from Arendelle as Olaf and over 100 of his Snow-G siblings and add garlands, ornaments, wreaths, and more to Cinderella Castle. Oh, so it's just the normal decorations, but this time they're saying that Olaf did it.
They always do. They do the Frozen holiday wish to light the castle every year now, or not light it, but put the projections on it because they don't do the lights anymore. But Pro, did you catch where it said November 14th to the end of December? Usually Magic Kingdom gets decorated for the holidays November 1st.
Well, November 1st, the day after Halloween, it's decorated.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if they're pushing it back. Are they
wow, you're
wrapping
right.
the holiday season?
No, you're right. I had not noticed this. So, wow, what a catch, Marvin. I'm so glad you did that. Folks, what this means is, if this is correct, usually, ever since we've covered Disney, and we've done this, on different mediums, different formats a long time, there will be videos that come out that show the Disney cruise in the third shift transforming Magic Kingdom from a Halloween scene to Christmas in like 8 hours. And it's a Herculean task. Looks to me like they said, screw that. We're done. We'll take our dear sweet time 2 weeks now. Just before Thanksgiving is when they're going to switch it over to Christmas. That's crazy.
I have friends that purposely book that final week of October / first week of November because they like to be able to get to Magic Kingdom and Halloween and then end their trip at Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
So that is interesting if that's what they're doing. Now, typically Epcot doesn't turn over until mid-November because of Food and Wine Festival. But if they're gonna wait for Magic Kingdom, if that's a confirmation of, that's big news.
Big news. I think that's what we just got. Culture, your thoughts on that one?
I'm not surprised. They're looking to cut back everywhere, and they're probably realizing that there are not going to be so many people so interested in their parties because the park's going to be one giant ugly. Who wants to go to, the late night candy drop and the few rides that are going to be open at one of the worst several years that are about to happen to Magical Kingdom since, the new Fantasyland expansion. This is literally going to cut out a lot of the paths for gathering candy, and the same thing can be said for these Christmas parties. Maybe they're going to realize that the value in the holidays is in the shorter duration of these party and events, and more in having more people in your park in the evenings, which was something that always confused me. I eventually, since people are so price averse right now, you wouldn't think there would be diminishing returns. And again, all these Halloween and Christmas parties, of course there is. There's a broader reasoning to scale back some of these employee intensive things because of having to recreate something each and every year in one day, let alone in 2 weeks. I'm going to tell you right now, they had the holiday redress of Haunted Mansion at Disneyland, where they reskin it for, Jack Skellington and fam. They had that down to a 9-day window. They could get that whole thing converted in 9 days or less sometimes. I don't think they're going to be in a rush for that anymore.
Let me run through these, Culture. I want to get your thoughts on the rest of it because it's embarrassing, okay? Let me run through these. It says, witness stunning holiday decor across the park. Yeah, that goes without saying, right? Take your little ones on the world-famous Jingle Cruise. Okay.
Every year.
Jingle, yeah. Explore holiday traditions at Epcot.
Every year.
Yeah. Travel around the World Showcase during the Festival of the Holidays. Yeah. We've got our holiday storytellers.
Who do
same.
we got? Oh, yeah. Same thing.
Yeah. Chinese lion dancer. That's really, it's Christmassy. Pick out your favorite holiday foods. Good Lord, come on. Find Olaf and visit a glittering greenhouse with Christmas lights. Oh boy. Celebrate a cinematic Christmas at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Okay, what is this about? Gaze and wonder during sunset season's greetings. So that's Christmas lights. Sing along for the first time in forever. That's an attraction that's there right now. You can go do it. Snap a photo with your favorite friends. Dressed. Okay, so the characters are going to wear some
same overlay. Yeah, it's the same overlay they always do. One thing they're not going to have, Pro, is they always turn over the Muppet Courtyard soundtrack to Muppet Christmas music at some point. They're not doing that this year.
Right. And at Animal Kingdom, there's
the Polar
nothing.
Puppets. That's every year.
There's nothing.
Well,
yeah,
it's more the same
Polar
stuff.
Puppets are.
It's more the same stuff. It's like we'll have twinkling lights. And our characters are going to dress up, in Christmas stuff, but we won't say Christmas because we can't. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so here's the point. I'm going to come back to Culture now. They got a problem.
Oh, yeah.
They're begging people to come for Christmas, and for whatever reason, they're not willing to spend on anything Christmas related. So this is going to get worse. This is going to get worse. I'm going to pull up the thrill data. Give me just a second. Let me get the thrill data up. You guys got to see this. You won't believe this. Go ahead, Culture, and I'll pull it up on the screen in just a second.
Well, I had been exploring lots of different calendars and ways to book vacations and stuff like that within Disney, including the DVC. And I would encourage anybody who has DVC to go and look at the calendar and be surprised by the number of, let's say, dates and days that are available that normally wouldn't be. For any of you that actually have DVC, I think you're going to be surprised. Maybe not pleasantly, but you will be surprised at what's on odd kind of availability, because people are backing away from interest in the parks. More people than ever are going to Florida, which is something we covered on That Park Place Live this morning, and it's something that Marvin and I have talked about. But they're not going to Disney. They're experiencing new things, including obviously Epic Universe, but they're also jumping onto cruise ships. And
let me show you that real quick, Culture, with a graph. You ready?
Yeah.
This is catastrophic, but it doesn't look catastrophic yet, but it will. That every one of these bars is a month of a year. Okay, January, February, March, April, May. You get it. It's a chart. Each bar is a single month. The last one is July of this year. Currently, it's the current one. It's that very low yellow bar. The only week that July has so far is the 4th of July week, which is by far the most crowded week in July. What that means is, as the crowds collapse after the 4th of July, that bar is about to go low. It's about to go so low we have never seen this outside of the pandemic. That's what July is going to look like. What is August going to look like? So when we see Disney begging people to come for the holidays, and they're so desperate, they'll put out a PR release and not say, hey, there's nothing here, folks. We wrote, 18 paragraphs about we've got twinkle lights coming up. That's why they're that desperate. This is bad. All right, now, Culture, go for it.
Well, it's just, you can actually find, DVC rooms, 1-bedroom units. I looked at specifically, out of the month of November, 18 days straight.
Wow.
Can be booked. And I'm just telling you, this is outrageous. Normally 6 months out, 7 months out, these dates are booked in the month of November. Month of November specifically because of the reasons that Marvin said. You're entering into the holiday. People go to the Magic Kingdom to see the lights. They've taken rooms out of circulation, added more to rack rate out of DVC, which they're supposed to limit, but they haven't been doing that in years. They've been trying to rent them out for rack rate way over the number that they are supposed to release. But that's a completely different conversation. But you can find dates pretty much through the end of the year at a lot of the resorts. If you just go look, whether you're booking a regular vacation at a regular resort like the Grand Floridian or even the Art of Animation, go look at the calendars. It's starting to tell you a different thing. And that's despite them pulling rooms out of circulation, which they do in the name of quote unquote rehabbing and things like that, which, to be fair, a lot of rooms need refurbishment. But
Ron, what do you think about the idea that this Rivers of America thing in Frontierland, it's hurting them? And I don't think they realized what this was going to do. I think this is driving the crowds away.
Oh, absolutely. It's driving the crowds away. Who wants to go now? This is beyond belief to me. Does anybody see the kind of wicked face in the cloud looking down? I'm sorry, but there's like,
oh my gosh, it's like Bowser.
Yeah. And sorry. It's just like, even the heavens are very upset that this is closed. It's just kind of obvious. It's just so bizarre. So, and my family, we had such a great time Tuesday night last week going to the Rivers of America, going on Tom Sawyer's Island for the very last time, exploring the caves. It was pouring down rain. We still had a blast. And it was a way of saying, not really just goodbye to Tom Sawyer's Island and Rivers of America, but goodbye to the Magic Kingdom. It's not the Magic Kingdom anymore. It just isn't. When you look at where they've placed the word Frontierland, it's right next to Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which is set in the year 1927, which is long after the American frontier, historically speaking. I know some people don't care about that in the theme park, but Walt did. Walt Disney's park it's gone. And Bob Iger, if there's any proof that if you ever needed the evidence that he can't stand Walt and his ideals, this is it. And it's sad for those of us who have loved Disney for years, the traditions and going there and the nostalgia of this park. I don't think a nighttime parade is going to bring it back by any means, especially when half that parade is going through a construction zone. They could have, You know what? They could have brought back the lights for the castle at Christmas time. They're not even doing that. The what were they? What are they called? Culture or Marvin, the special lights that went over the Cinderella's castle.
The Osborne family spectacle of dancing lights.
Not well, that too.
But
the
dream
lights
on the
castle. Yeah. So like it just this park, it's not the park. This will never be the park that it once was. And when you throw the IP of Cars in there, it's going to make this worse. It's going to make all these views worse. It's going to make that cloud extremely mad. and I don't want to go. Look, you've got a brand new park right across town, Epic Universe. You can see all the brand new beautiful stuff. And since they're just destroying your nostalgia from the past, might as well go and take in what's really new and what's really good and what's really worth seeing. And that's Epic Universe right now.
Jonas, I'll give you the last word on this. Disney seems to be more desperate than I think people were anticipating. And that's where we're heading right now, is a very desperate Disney. It's amazing to me to watch the people out there, talk about, they're shocked that the crowd levels are so low. And we just sit here day after day saying, yeah, well, that's what we told you was going to happen.
I'll say that I'm even a little surprised. I was having a conversation with someone who I've just sent you the link, by the way, about the state of the park, specifically this last July 4th weekend here. And nobody wanted to say it was a ghost town, but July 4th was a red flag day at Disney back in the past. Disney used to be known for its celebration of America, and now we have a park that when it's anything to do with America, I think they just kind of roll their eyes like it's just another holiday. I expect more out of small regional parks as far as celebrating America than I do out of Disney. Yes, Disney has the decorations. They want an excuse to put up the next set of decorations. And they have paid more lip service, at least, to the armed forces this year than they have in past years. But we know that this is an embattled company. It feels like they are any praise of America that they do, any celebration of the United States is through gritted teeth, because we've heard the things that they are fine to say when they're off book. So when you go into a Disney park on July 4th, it's no longer a day when the fire marshals have to be called to find out whether or not it's okay to have this many people in the park. It's now, Rivers of America being literally, they're saying goodbye to the Liberty Bell and the Rivers of America on July 4th weekend. You could view that as they waited until this day, or you could view it as the sad, ironic goodbye to what Walt's company used to be. Marvin?
Jonas, I was going to add to that. People were like, well, look, it was crowded for the fireworks, so you guys were wrong. It's like, no, Disney doesn't make money by it being crowded for the fireworks. People are coming in, getting a fireworks spot, sitting there for 2 hours to watch the fireworks, and then they go off and then they leave. Disney makes money by people being in the park all day, by buying food, by buying drinks, by buying souvenirs. That didn't happen on the 4th of July. The early and midday hours when I was there I couldn't believe it. There were day of reservations for the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. That's not a thing that happens on normal days. There were day of reservations for Be Our Guest. This is not normal. It is not a natural byproduct of the theme park industry shifting. It's not normal. Anyone trying to tell you it is not being your friend in that situation.
I will say I'm very curious about Epic's 4th of July fireworks show. I heard that they finally did a fireworks show at Epic Universe, and it was for the 4th of July. So maybe I'll go see that next year.
I can see it from my house. That is true.
He can see it from his house. Are you Sarah Palin now?
Yeah, well, I can see SeaWorld and Epic Universe fireworks from my house very clearly because of the shot that I have where we're at, especially if I go up to the 3rd floor deck and look out. It's actually kind of cool because it's annoying on the 1st of January because New Year's Eve is crazy. I am surrounded by fireworks on New Year's Eve. They're everywhere.
Well, let me show you this, folks. This is something that I've been creating while the guys have been talking, based on some information that was sent my way. I want to show you what the plan was that may have cost $8 million more. Okay, and this deserves its own video. We're going to do one of those, but just quickly, I want to show you how easy this was for Disney, that they chose not to. You're looking at what could have been, that could have saved Rivers of America with a drawbridge that went from Big Thunder to the new expansion, but also a pathway from Haunted Mansion to the new area. Would have saved Rivers of America, diverted the water slightly. The northwest of Big Thunder, remember beyond Big Thunder that they told us about? Northwest of it then would have been the Cars Land, and north and also northeast above Fantasyland would have been Villains Land. They could have had it all. This is how simple it is. I want people to understand. This is incredibly low effort. They could have had it all. They chose to destroy this. This was their decision. It's not that they had to have it to expand. It's that they couldn't stand Americana. And thus, it's gone. There you go. All right, panel, any final words before we move right along?
I just wanted to say, if you specifically want to see what was going on this Sunday, on the July 4th weekend, so I guess that would be July 7th, and I'm July 6th, Park Hoppin' had a live stream. Just open it up and look at Main Street USA, right where they started their live stream. And go support Park Hoppin' over there. They're doing good work of actually being in the parks for their live streams. A different style than what we do here, but always appreciative of their help.
Absolutely. All right, Jonas, go ahead.
Pro, I just real quick, I want to let you know that in the back, I'm actually sharing the calendar for the month of August just for fun. You can actually stay almost the entire month in a Kidani Savannah View room overlooking the savannah where all the animals are. You could spend almost the entire month less 1 day at this resort. So if you take a look, the 21 days in a row before you'd get kicked out, you can, it's 726 points, but you can go 21 days straight and never leave the resort. It's miraculous. And the only day that's not represented here that you can have is this 1 day that maybe you could get a cancellation for, is the 8th. Other than that, you could stay the entire month. It would cost you quite a few points, but you would have a Savannah view sitting over the animals every day on your patio. And it's an extraordinary opportunity, to say the least. The 21 nights in a row is 726 points, but for many DVC people, they have that many between a couple of years or more. But this place is super fancy. I just wanted to give you guys an example of what. Again, this is how empty Disney is, and of course, the end of the summer is miserable in Florida, but this never happens. This is summer vacation time, July is equally as open. It's pure insanity. Take a look at this as we get into July. Okay, so what day are we? We are the 8th. Guess what? You can get a room on the 10th. You can get a room on the 13th, almost through the end of the month, with the exception of 2 days here, which again, likely you'll have cancellations or they won't be able to book them on rack rate and they can become available. So you can get them on your wish list. But this is not a normal thing for Disney. This is how bad they're suffering. Anyway, just thought I'd show you just an example.
Hey, Disney, maybe, just maybe, you should have done this instead. Maybe, just maybe, you should have done that instead and saved the stuff that people love, saved the kinetic energy, the tranquility of Frontierland. You could have had it all. You chose not to. Now for the fall, and we're watching it as we speak. It is such fun getting to spend time together, folks, but we have come to the end of yet another video. Well, that makes the mainstream scratch their heads, pull their hair out, and wonder, how is it we continue to do what we do? But you know what we do this for? It's for you. To keep bringing all the knowledge of entertainment, explaining what's going on in Hollyweird each and every day. And you can help us continue on that way by clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those algorithms, hit the notification bell. Share this out on your favorite social media platforms, and we would love to have you drop a comment right on down below. Share your thoughts because, well, your thoughts truly do matter, and we mean it. As we get ready to say goodbye, we end with the common refrain. Folks, wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
Jump into the water.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun.
So I give them cannonball. Yeah.
Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.